You're down in on McKay from center. And Toledo trying to get on the attack. Blocked by Gaffney. Second time he did, but the third attempt, Bloomington gets it out the center. Danny Gore sent it across. Then a centering feed tipped wide. Moore's going to pick it up. He wrapped it right through the crease. And it's picked up over on the far side wall. Milne had his stick knocked out of his hands, and a penalty call coming. Going to be against Bloomington.
Boy, Matt, we're already off to a lightning fast start. This game's extremely fast paced. You can just feel the tension in the air between these two teams right now. Toledo already on the power play, and they've been still able to maintain that #1 power play unit in the ECHL as we head into the playoffs. So after game one, they are 66.7% on that power play, Matt. So Toledo will have another chance at the man advantage here tonight.
Yeah, they got off to the good start a couple of nights ago on the power play for the Toledo Walleye. As Toledo will go on the attack, and it's sent right to the front of the net. McKay will grab that, and he'll hold on. As Toledo had a power play goal. They were the #1 power play unit in the regular season, Kendall, at 29.9%.
Yep, so everything restarts for the playoffs. So when Toledo's able to maintain that #1 power play spot in the ECHL, that just shows how good that power play unit really is.
Yeah, Brent Bain has done an excellent job with that. Yeah, they were 2 goals in 3 opportunities, as you mentioned, with that percentage. Yeah, they were at 33% against Bloomington during the regular season. Milne, left circle, set it in front, and a stop there. Kelly on the rebound, and his shot blocked. Milne will pick it up over on the far side wall. Floats a pass up to McCorn. Quickly off to Hawkins. He'll go rink wide. Has a man wide open. That's Dickinson for the shot, and a save by McKay. Hawkins has it, and it's set to the line. McCord wrapped it across, took a return feed, feeds Hawkins for the shot. He scores! Make it 2-0.
And who is it once again? It's Brandon Hawkins there for the power play goal. So now he has back-to-back goals just in the first period, Matt. What a power play that they were able to maintain and cycle that puck so well, moving the puck around that O-zone. And once again, the communication between those lines, how quick and crisp those passes were between the teammates, and Brandon Hawkins able to get a lightning of a shot underneath the arm of Dryden McKay on the far side.
Yeah, that quickly, Toledo has a 2-0 lead. 2 goals and 7 shots. We're not even 5 minutes into period #1. And that power play strikes again. They're 3 for 4 in a game plus on the man advantage. They're after it again as Truscott. He'll throw it to the front of the net. Saved by McKay, and the rebound batted by Craggs high and wide. Andrews with a shot. That goes off the post. And it's cleared out. Boy, you heard the eruption of that second goal. Toledo grabs another in the next shift. And they're looking for it. Cruz in front, and a try. Craggs is grabbed by McKay. Oh my, Dryden McKay having to be phenomenal in the early going, and he's allowed to.
Yeah, that is a great save from Sam Craggs right there, waiting from point blank. But here's that Brandon Hawkins power play goal once again. What a beautiful shot. He was able to pick apart that far side underneath the arm of Dryden McKay, in between his elbow and his chest protector. That is a very hard shot to make.
And he is the guy that can do it. He finished second this year in the MVP voting. It was won by the defenseman and former Toledo Walleye defenseman Marcus Crawford of the Kansas City Mavericks. Puck goes out of play. Face-off will be inside the Toledo zone. Our officials today, Jacob Rakucki, number 20, Grant Hedrick, number 5, Jake Davis and Greg Offerman are on the lines. Walleye in the lead, 2-0. How do they extend it? Boy, they have done it. Special teams.
But this is that part, Matt. They're off to that lightning start, but they have to maintain this momentum the entire 60 minutes because Bloomington is a team where they've proved that they can score if they get those chances, Matt.
As the puck floated ahead, knocked down there by Tanner Kelly. He'll send it down into the corner for Funk. Funk will play it all the way up to the blue line. On it there is Bantle. Bantle over on the far side wall. Left it there. Funk centering pass. Kelly a try. McKay thought maybe it squeezed behind him, but it didn't, as he was able to hold it long enough. Tanner Kelly scored the first goal of the entire Kelly Cup playoffs. That was on Thursday night.
And he was going for that third goal for the Toledo Walleye right there. What a stuff there by Dryden McKay. Getting his leg pad out for that kick save, getting a quick cover on that puck. Great job by him.
Boy, if you're on that Bloomington bench right now, I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, you got to be shell-shocked, right?
Shell-shocked to say the least, but again, it is only the first period, and we're not far into the first period. So Bloomington has plenty of hockey to try and generate some opportunities. So Toledo, again, just has to maintain that momentum that they're carrying right now through that full 60 minutes of the hockey game, keeping Bloomington at bay like this.
Now we'll see if they can do just that. Cam Hausinger forced into the face-off circle. Dickinson waved out. So Toledo realigns how they want to do things with Hausinger to take the draw. And he'll do it against Lou Felix Denis. Off the draw, it's 1-2 McCourt. McCourt holding it there, top of the left circle. Slides down into the corner, feeds it around to Dickinson. Dickinson set it to Hausinger. Hausinger chips it up to the line for McCourt. He'll wrist it towards the front of the net. Got blocked. Stayed alive for a moment. Then the Bison will get it out to center ice as McDonald plays it down into the Toledo zone. Gathered in there by Will McKinnon. Got it to center for Van Weyden. Across the line it goes Dickinson. Slip past to Check as he tries to get down into the corner. Played by McDonald. Hard around. On it there is Andrews. Andrews sent it down in behind the net. It wraps all the way around. All the way to the blue line it goes. Truscott will feed it down into the corner. And up it goes to Andrews. He'll look. He'll fire at another save. McKay. Rebound was there. Toledo unable to get to it, and it'll come out the center. This is starting to look like a carbon copy of the other night. And as far as the pressure from Toledo in period one, Kendall, they just have 2 goals this time.
And they're already looking like a power play unit on even strength, Matt, with how much they've been dominating this O-zone and cycling the puck so well around each other.
Truscott at center, had it tipped away. It'll be gathered in there by the Bloomington Bison as Callan Kovas goes after it down in the corner for Bloomington. Around it goes to Nick Andrews. Well, it's safe to say, I'll give you the captain obvious line as it's turned over. Callan Kovas looking for a chance in the right circle. Bloomington must have the next goal, you would figure, right?
That would definitely feel like a must score there for the Bison.
Yeah, they go down 3-0. That's against Toledo. That could be trouble as it's played up the far side wall. Grabbed in there by Milne. He'll just get it out to center ice. Sung Jae Lee, the defenseman, will back up. And it'll be played to center where it's tipped free again. Electric start to the building, the crowd, the game. Puck deflects into that Bloomington bench, and we get a whistle. Timeout on the ice. What a start for the Walleye. Even strength goal, and then a power play goal. Both from the captain, Brandon Hawkins. And the Walleye lead at 2-0. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. sun setting, I should say, over this great city. Beautiful look at downtown Toledo and the changes that this downtown has gone through since the building of the ballpark, and then this facility, the Huntington Center. Shot right off the draw by Dylan Moulton is gloved by Dryden McKay, who takes on his 13th shot in the first 8 minutes of this game.
I was just getting ready to say we're not even halfway done with the first period yet, Matt, and Dryden McKay's already taken 13 shots on goal. Shots right now are 13-2 in favor of the Walleye.
Yeah, it is crazy what has gone on here to start this game. It's looking exactly like our game on Thursday, where Toledo dominated the early going. They only led 1-0 though after one. They're up 2-0 right now as a shot from Ashita goes wide. Came up to the line. Danny Gore kept it inside the zone, took a hit as he went down into the corner. Sadoff able to keep it alive for the Bison as they'll work it around, and it gets in behind the net. Grabbed there by Colin Sawyer. Sawyer looks things over, fires up past the head, and across the line is Craggs, weaving his way, somehow got through, then tried to bank it off of the back of Dryden McKay after he got past the netminder. And it is swallowed up by McKay.
That could have been very dangerous if Sam Craggs was able to maintain that possession right there. After he got past the Bloomington defenseman, the puck just bounced off of his stick for just long enough for it to go past the goal line. If Sam Craggs was able to hang on to that puck, this could have been a whole different hockey game, Matt. I think Sam Craggs is going to be due for one tonight.
Yeah, you know what? He finished up with a half a point per game during the regular season. 13 goals, 19 assists, 32 points in 70 games for Sam Craggs. Another season in Toledo for the former Bowling Green Falcon, as it's played out to center ice and gathered in by the Walleye as McKinnon has it at center. Sets it up for Riley Funk. He'll float it right to the front of the net. McKay had to steer that aside. That counts as a shot, although I don't think they would put that one down as a big scoring opportunity. Does count as a shot, though, as the puck is sent the length here. And coming out of his net is Guylander. He's going to play it. Up the far side wall it goes. Got to the blue line. Held in Bloomington. They'll play it in behind the Toledo net. McKinnon there. Got it around near side. And it's going to bump out to center. Funk's going to pick it up. Funk coming across the line. Cut between the circles. And kind of got a little bit off kilter there. And he got taken down by Parker Gavlis, the defenseman for the Bloomington Bison. 9.5 gone here in this opening period of play as it's set all the way down into the Toledo zone. This will go for icing against Bloomington.
Fans looking for a call on that little trip up there, but that definitely was a good hit. There was no full trip that happened right there against Riley Funk. It was just, he got bumped off his skates a little bit.
10:22 to go in this opening period. Toledo 2, Bloomington nothing. Hausinger will stand in to take the draw against Eddie Matsushima, the captain for the Bloomington Bison. Out of Division III at Wisconsin College. Wisconsin River Falls, Division III. Yeah, University of Wisconsin River Falls, Division III college. Yeah. You know what? There's some good players that end up coming out and going into the ECHL out of the D3 ranks.
Yeah, that recruiting as you go through high school and juniors, that around that age, that some things can be missed if you don't get the opportunity to play AAA.
That's right. Set up side of the net. Try there, Hausinger. And that was denied by Dryden McKay. And Toledo's on pace for 32 shots in the opening period. They have 16, and we're halfway through. As it'll be floated down into the Bloomington zone again. Sungjae Lee got it up to the blue line, and out it goes. As Bloomington will get to the Toledo line, Ashita will fire it deep. Bison have to clear the zone. Plenty of time for Guylander and company, and he'll leave it there for Colin Sawyer. Ahead it goes to Van Wy. Garrett Van Wy will play it in. What an acquisition for the Toledo Walleye. Garrett Van Wy finished the year with 15 points in 21 games, including 9 goals for Garrett Van Wy. As Karpa tries to wrap it around on the attack, and it's held by goaltender Carter Kylander. That'll take us to a timeout on the ice. Toledo leading it 2-0. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. And back we are here in downtown Toledo, standing room only crowd. Well over 100 consecutive sellouts. This outstanding minor league hockey market known as Toledo, Ohio. As the puck played in the left circle of the Toledo zone. It'll bounce all the way up near the blue line. Turnaround shot that's deflected down into the corner. Grabbed there and played by Dylan Moulton up the far side wall. It'll be held in there by Nikita Sadov. Sadov put it in behind the net. Grabbed there by Sawyer. Hands it off to Dylan Moulton. Plenty of room as he floats a pass out the center. Then Hawkins will deflect down. And it goes down into the far side corner of that Bloomington zone. They'll wrap it around near side. And Karpa gets it out to center. He'll play it deep. McCourt gets after it in behind his own net. Riley McCourt plays it up the near side wall. Brandon Hawkins will steer it up to center ice. And it's right back into that Toledo zone. Hawkins there. Long pass to center. Flipped across the line by Milne, but no further as it's going to be turned back by Denny Gore. He'll drop it. And a shot. That one lifted by Porter. Grant Porter high and wide. Out of Canisius for his college hockey, Grant Porter. He's got the puck in the neutral zone right in front of the penalty boxes. Lindauer will play it deep for Bloomington. Gathered in by Toledo. They'll get it out to center ice, and it's chipped ahead for Lewandowski. He's across the line. Lewandowski floats it in front. Cruz, a quick shot, and another stop for Dryden McKay. Boy, a miscue there. Bloomington just let Cruz go right by.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity there by Toledo. The patience from Lewandowski to wait for Brandon Cruz to get into the slot. I loved that play, how that was executed.
All right, you want to talk about two pretty good passers on the same line, Cruz and Lewandowski. They can both wire it in the passing department. Cruz has it right now. Backhands it right into the neutral zone, and it's Lewandowski. He'll fire it in right on McKay from center. It'll get over to the far side wall. Truscott racing up for the defenseman, trying to keep it alive for Toledo. Funk with a good hit. Bantel's going to collect. He'll drop it over to Kelly. Kelly threw it in front, and a penalty call coming. It's going to be against Bloomington. Bantel trying to keep it inside the zone. It's over to Moulton. He's got to back out. Extra skater is on for the Walleye. Delayed penalty call against Bloomington. They'll get a chance to touch it up at center. And Toledo's going to go to the man advantage. Second time in this game. Check the penalty call. It's going to be a hook.
Toledo's already 1 for 1 on the power play, but here's that chance just moments ago from Lewandowski to Brandon Cruz. I just loved that patience at the blue line by Lewandowski. And then here's the penalty right there, the hook. It looks like on Tanner Kelly in front of the net.
Actually, it was on Riley Funk, yep. And that heading into the box is Riku Ishida. So Ishida, there he is. He'll take a seat. Native of Japan, Ishida. As it's played all the way down the ice. Member of Team Japan with our colleague, Simone Benny. A couple of years back when Simone was still in the playing days. Brandon Hawkins with 2 goals tonight. Set it into the Bloomington zone. Bison going to turn it back. They got numbers. 3-on-2 shorthanded. as they'll bring it across the line, and a shot right into the glove hand of Carter Gylander as he holds on to the try there from Zachary Karpa.
Huge save from Carter Gylander right there when he had the odd man rush short-handed. That could have been a game changer for the Bison.
Certainly could have been short-handed goal. Toledo allowed a league few, 2 during the regular season. Them and the Reading Royals tied for the fewest short-handed goals allowed. Both teams in the playoffs. Reading is playing in the Wheel against the Wheeling Nailers in a 1-4 matchup over in the North Division. Puck is swept in behind that Toledo net. On it there is McCourt. Minute 15 to go in the man advantage for Toledo as they try to take a commanding 3-0 lead in this game if they can get it. Kelly has control of it, left circle, floats it down into the corner, puts the brakes on there, set it up to the blue line for Dickinson. Leaves it to McCourt. McCourt again to Dickinson. Dickinson, left circle, played it up to the line of McCourt. Faked the shot, went over to Hawkins. He's open, fires, and a save made. Rebound was there, bounces right into the goal mouth, and it's chipped up to the blue line. McCourt gives it to Hawkins again. They'll float over to him, force him to take it down into the corner. He'll back it all the way up to the blue line of McCourt. McCourt still with a puck, hands it off. Hawkins again. He shoots, and oh, what a stop there by McKay with Kelly in front, who just had his helmet knocked off by Brendan Datema.
They're still holding on to each other after the officials are trying to break that apart.
31 seconds to go in the man advantage.
After a shot by Brandon Hawkins, Tanner Kelly was going in for the rebound and was yanked out of the play by the Bloomington defenseman.
Well, Toledo will send out Craggs, Bantle, Lewandowski, Sawyer, and Cruz for that power play unit. Still 31 seconds, a lot of time for this Toledo power play if they can especially win the draw. Craggs trying to tie it up, and it bounces past Sawyer. That'll lead up some time on this man advantage as it goes all the way down the ice. Time for one quick rush as Lewandowski has it. 5.5 to go. Period 1. Turnover, though, at the Bloomington line will send it down. Walleye with a 20-6 shot advantage here in period number 1. As Lewandowski steps across the line, it's left for Sawyer up at the blue line. He'll feed it to the front of the net, and it's grabbed by the goaltender, Dryden McKay. He holds on. 5:07 to go. First period that Toledo leads 2-0. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. All right, back we are in downtown Toledo. Game 2 of this division semifinal matchup. Toledo leading Bloomington 1-0. Looking for a 2-0 series lead. You can see the big-time crowd that is in this building tonight.
You see they've been slowly filing in since the conclusion of the Toledo Mud Hens game.
Yep, probably had a good amount of folks that were over there making their way over now. Face off in the Bloomington zone. 5:07 to go in this opening frame. On the draw is Garrett Van Wy. This one won by Bloomington, and the Bison get it to center. Matsushima, high flip in, out of his net to play it is Guylander over to the corner. Set up the far side wall, tipped out to neutral ice. Battling forward is Van Wy with Sadov. Hickenson comes back to get to it. It's flipped out to center and then dumped right back in, but an offside call coming against the Bison. We'll have another face-off, this time being the neutral zone. Look at Pat Mickish. What was he telling us before the game? You know, he wanted to have, hey, get out to a good start, but carry that. And that's kind of echoed what you talked about with a full 60 minutes.
Yep, get out to that lightning start, which Toledo definitely delivered with a couple of goals in the first 8 minutes of the game. And now they're 20 shots in with 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the first.
Yeah, frankly, I think it's safe to say, you being a goaltender, you would know this better than anyone. Without Dryden McKay right now, this is very lopsided.
This definitely would be a different hockey game if there wasn't a goaltender like Dryden McKay in
and
there.
A big-time stop by Guylander. Chongmin Lee ended up with a good look there at the end.
Speaking of good goaltending, a great save by Carter Guylander. A little flurry in front of the net there, and kick save away after that opportunity from Chongmin Lee. Right there, a wide open net. Guylander able to get over laterally at the last second after that kick save. Wow. Great save by Guylander.
What a job by the 24-year-old native of Beaumont, Alberta. Played his college hockey at Colgate. Had really good numbers, strong numbers this year in the American Hockey League with Grand Rapids. 7-0-2 and a 162 goals against average, 942 save. Because of the amount of netminders that Detroit has in that system right now. And oh, by the way, that Sebastian Kosa guy that's starting almost all the games up there in GR. Then they added Trey Augustine out of Michigan State.
Yep, he was a recent signing.
Outstanding collegiate goaltender. Yeah, they got a lot of goalies right now in that Detroit system as the puck goes in behind the net for Riley Funk. Funk had it knocked away, and Bloomington will take it with 3.5 to go here in period number 1. Bantle run into by McDonald, Bantle, and now Karpa. McDonald and Bantle still going. Now Karpa going at Bantle a little bit. Some shoving there as they skate to center ice. Now Cooper Moore went over for a shot on Bantle in the neutral zone. While the play continues, Toledo brings it out to center and lays it deep. Nobody really going after the 6'5" Carson Bantle and bump him a little bit. Up along the near side wall, Sawyer knocked it down. It's Bantle, got it across the line. Sidestep Moore, but Moore, good reach there to knock it away. Bantle forced ahead to the bench. Opportunity coming across the line, and a shot right on for Porter. That stopped, rebound, and Ott snipes one through to make it a 2-1 game. Bloomington on the board late in the first.
That was a much-needed goal for the Bloomington Bison to keep them in this hockey game. Carter Guylander gets that initial save as Ott comes in for that rebound from the corner. Picks apart the top shelf on the near side over Guylander's shoulder.
Yeah, we called it a snipe, and it really is. I mean, that is top shelf. What a shot. Oh, my. So Shane Ott gives Bloomington their first goal of the night. Played his college hockey at Niagara University. 13 goals, 33 assists, 46 points in 69 games for the Bison this year. And now they've got a little bit of life. Their 9th shot of the period. As Toledo just chips it out to center, and Lewandowski feeds it down into the Bloomington zone. And then takes it away, set it up for Cruz, and it hopped off his stick. Went all the way over to the corner. Bison are able to collect it. And they'll get it out to center, knock away there, Lewandowski. Wants Cruz going into the offensive zone. It's dropped Lewandowski with a shot. Craggs going to the front of the net. Hitting a piece of that might have been McKay, or it just hit Craggs outright. Cruz tangled up behind the play as Moore gets it at center. Gets it across the line for Matsushima. Dropped it there, and it goes in behind the net for Matsushima. He'll try to feed it in front. That's blocked. And Nick Andrews sets it ahead for Cruz. He'll just get to the red line and lay it deep. 90 seconds left to go here in period number 1. And it's a 2-1 hockey game. Long feed to center will be tipped down. Gylander out of his net. Set it hard up the far side wall. Matsushima with an intercept. Jackson has it. Sets it to the line. Gavlis a shot. That's turned aside. Another save for Gylander, his 9th of this opening period, as coming across the line is Dickinson. Dickinson got between the circles, still with a puck, tried to backhand it in front for Hausinger. Went down to the corner. Hausinger centering pass block. And it'll be turned up the far side wall. Out to center it goes for Sawyer. Sawyer's pass ahead has Hausinger. High flip down. We're under a minute left here in period number 1. The roof was coming off of this great building midway through this opening period. Bloomington's kind of quieted things here lately. Callan Kovis gets across the line. He sent it in front of the net. It's tipped right into the goal mouth, and it's cleared away. Last 30 seconds of period number 1.
Yeah, Bloomington's really woken up within the past couple of minutes here, and they've been dominating a lot of these past 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, ever since they got the goal. Hawkins to try to change that here with the last shift of their first period. Toledo will get it across the line, but no further. It's going to slide back into the Walleye end, and Toledo will hold on to it there. As that takes us to the end of period number 1 here in downtown Toledo. A couple of goals for the Walleye early. And you want to talk about early, 31 seconds in, Brandon Hawkins found the back of the net. And he did it again at 4:39. And after 1 period of play, the Toledo Walleye have the lead over the Bloomington Bison by a score of 2-1. Our first period intermission report is coming up next. Stay tuned for that. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
The Toledo Walleye with a 2-1 lead over the Bloomington Bison to start game 2 of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Hannah Russo joined by associate head coach Brent Bain. Coach, a quick start. What went well in the first 20 minutes?
I think we just got to our game right away. I thought we did a great job in the neutral zone on that first goal. We created that turnover there, and our skill and our speed take over. We did a great job creating those 2-on-1s coming up the ice, and we get rewarded for it there with a quick start.
How have you been able to slow Bloomington in the neutral zone?
It's we have to manage the puck properly, and we have to put pucks in those places. When we don't have transition that's going to be 2-on-1, we got to put it in a spot where we can forecheck them, make plays under pressure. That's what's going to slow them down, not let them get up the ice in those 3 lanes. But overall, it's just managing up the ice together, creating our forecheck, and going from there.
Brandon Hawkins with 2 goals so far. What have you liked about your captain's performance?
Gets his looks and he's putting it in the net. What more can you ask for? Obviously, that line got going early with the first shift, and then on the power play, we did a great job gaining that line, getting into our spots, and the predictability of the power play took over from there, and he put it in.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
When we come back, we'll have a special interview upstairs with Matt Melzak at the Toledo Walleye, leading the Bloomington Bison 2-1 after the first period. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
Now let's go downstairs for the Toffs Inside Scoop.
All right, back here at the Huntington Center, downtown Toledo. The Toledo Walleye have the 2-1 lead over the Bloomington Bison after one period of play. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth, and we're happy to have with us a familiar face for sure. He's an ECHL Hall of Famer. He's a Toledo Hockey Hall of Famer. Played for the Toledo Storm. Let's see, you coached the Toledo Storm, started the coaching for the Toledo Walleye. Oh, by the way, they named the Goaltender of the Year award after you in the league. It's the Nick Fatusi Award. It is Nick Fatusi. Great to see you, Nick.
You as well, Matt. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
Hey, I told you beforehand that it was going to take half the interview for me to get all your accolades out, but obviously it's great to see you in Toledo, and I know it's fun for you when you get an opportunity to weave in your schedule as a scout for Nashville to be able to come through Toledo and be here for at least these two games this series.
I love coming back here. This is home for me, Matt. You know that. I've always said this is kind of like my second born, having the opportunity to be with the Walleye organization right in the 2 years before we got it going, so right in the early stages of it, and I always appreciate the opportunity I got from Joe and the Walleye organization to being able to experience so many of the departments and really rounding myself as a better hockey person because of it, and then always coming back and seeing the success that the team has. The fan support is just outstanding. I mean, it's incredible coming back here, and I see a lot of hockey games in NHL arenas and American Hockey League arenas, and there's not that many that can hold a candle to here, for sure.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Plus, I don't think people know this about you, but you are a big-time student of Toledo hockey history as well. I don't think people really realize that you You have a good grasp of what has happened here in Toledo over a long time.
Yeah, you know what? Like you always got to look in the rearview mirror to look out the windshield, Matt. And moving here, and really all the areas that I lived, I was engaged in hockey and learning about the history and the players that came through that paved the way for the next generation. And obviously, I was here for a long time, so I got to meet a lot more people and dig a lot more. And of course, working with Dan Savig and the Alumni Association and the reunions we have that we're able to meet all of these great players in Toledo hockey history has been a blast for me, and getting to know them and their families. So yeah, it's something I embrace. I just always, as a little kid, I always loved following the hockey players, and it still brings out the little kid in me, I guess is the best way to put it.
All right, so you were here on the ground floor when the Walleye really got going, and you were there that first year when I believe there were 9 sellouts the first year. I'd have to go back and look. And now to see that we're, at 118 consecutive
incredible
sellouts.
Yeah Matt, that whole wall back there was gone when I first doing a hard hat tours of the arena, and half the arena was standing. There was a big blue tarp over there, and just seeing the building being built, and then that first season, the momentum that it gained and how it continued. Although we didn't have a lot of success on the ice, we were still drawing fans, and they were still enjoying the experience of being in the arena. We had a couple decent years, but certainly nothing like they're doing now, and obviously the fans that are supporting it, it's just it's got to be great for everybody coming here every game. I'm fortunate to come a handful of times a year, but how great would it be to come here 35 games and then playoffs? That would be fantastic.
All right, well, before we let you go, obviously your thoughts on what you're seeing here in a game in a period.
Yeah, well, the game I thought was really good. I mean, obviously set the stage in the first period on Thursday night. I thought a little bit of a lull in the second, and then it's like, all right, let's get going, boys, in the third, and it certainly showed that, and I feel like it's carrying over, so far into this one. Obviously, Hawk has got a hot happy birthday hand going right now, and with 2, but I always say this because a goalie in these situations, get greedy, guys. Don't give up a grade A scoring chance to try and make a fancy play, because as a goaltender, your confidence grew if that happened. If they weren't shooting on you, they were passing off and didn't get a shot, you felt better about yourself and you didn't even do anything. Don't give the goalies that confidence to get pucks to the net. And
they are going against a good goalie in Dryden McKay, and we're seeing some great goaltending from Carter Gylander. It's a lot of fun to watch.
You know what? I don't really know Carter all that much. Very efficient goaltender. Obviously a big body, fills the net, but he doesn't. He's not too busy. He just makes a save. Where McKay, very busy because he's smaller and he has to be, and he's more of a reflex goaltender. So 2 different style goaltenders, but still putting up the same performances.
I love how we got the scout out of you there at the end of it, Nick.
Darn
Nick,
you for that.
It is always a pleasure to have you in Toledo, my friend. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Matt.
And I hope we see you again down the road, all right?
I'm always looking forward to it. Thanks,
Nick
everyone.
Vitucci joining us here in between periods. Stay with us. Kendall and I will be back to look back on period number 1 in a moment. It's 2-1 Toledo. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. All right, let's look at our first period highlights, Kendall, and right away, here we are. We didn't have to wait long for a highlight, 30 seconds in.
Yeah, this first period was a doozy. Toledo got off to a lightning start. Brandon Hawkins capitalizing off of his own rebound. And then not too much longer, he's able to go again during the power play.
Yeah, we'll show that in a second, but there's the first one for the birthday individual today for Brandon Hawkins. And he wasn't done. This one he sneaks under the arm of Dryden McKay.
Yeah, that is a very, very tough shot to make, especially against a goaltender like Dryden McKay, someone who's so good and so fundamentally sound, and it's very hard to score on the first shot against him.
And then Toledo pressure. They had their first 20-shot period in the playoffs since Game 5 last year, the finals, when they had 22 on net at Trois-Rivières. But late in the period, 4 minutes to go, Ott gets this one for Bloomington, make it a 2-1 game.
Yeah, that one was a beauty for Bloomington. That last second shot over the shoulder of Carter Guylander to make it 2-1.
Yeah, so all of that momentum. Toledo 2-1 in shots, 20-10 in that opening period of play. But Bloomington did have the final 4 of the period, Kendall. That stemmed from their goal on.
That goal, it really lit a fire underneath the Bison. They really stepped up that momentum to end that first period. We'll see if Toledo can turn that around in a second.
Yeah, 1 for 2 on the power play as well for the Toledo Walleye. So this second period is going to be the key. Your number one key today was the 60-minute game. The game on Thursday, they had that little bit of a lull there in the second. How do they avoid that tonight?
Yeah, just playing that full 60 minutes, playing up to their level, playing their game for a full 60 minutes, doing exactly what they did in the first couple of minutes of that first period, maintaining that momentum through the second and through the third, not letting their foot off the gas.
Yeah, there you go. Keep that foot on the gas. We'll see if Toledo can do it. Pedal to the metal for period number 2, which is right around the corner from here at the Huntington Center. Yeah, Nick Vitucci, we just talked to him. Now he's going to ring the cowbell.
He
to ring us
sprinted out of
in.
here.
Oh, he did. He showed some good speed to get down there. He's ready. He's going to welcome us into period number 2. That's coming up next. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Division semifinals, game number 2. Yeah, we talked to Nick Fatusi. He rang the big cowbell, and then he got out a water bottle. For those of you who don't remember, when he was a coach here, he had the famous water bottle throw from the bench.
The good old sports arena days.
As we get ready to start period number 2, and a reminder, we welcome everyone that is watching tonight on Amazon Prime. I already got a note from my brother's family down in Cincinnati watching tonight on Amazon Prime. And a hello to Kay and Scott Phelps. They're watching down at St. Augustine. How about that on Amazon Prime? So we're happy to have that audience along with us for this game too. As Toledo will get it up to the blue line, not out yet. Second effort, they will get it out to center ice. Walleye going right to left here in period number 2. Now they have made a change to the scoring as Tanner Kelly is now getting credit for goal 2 on a deflection and a shot. They score! Michael Milne. A deflection just as we were mentioning a change to the second goal. We get a deflection in front for the third goal.
Michael Milne, a recent pickup there for the Toledo Walleye right before this playoff series started. A tip in. He scored the game winner last night, Matt. So far Michael Milne is 2 goals for 2 games. Beautiful play on his part, super early into the second period.
Yeah, so that second goal is actually Kelly from Hawkins and McCord. So Tanner Kelly's second goal is that power play. And McCord and Hawkins. This one will be Milne getting it for Toledo. And again, they get another early goal inside the first minute of a period, Kendall Linnenkugel.
Off to a lightning start here for the second period, and so far they're maintaining that same momentum that they had for the first period.
As we got a whistle, I think we got a penalty call coming. Cam Hausinger having a chat over there with Aiden McDonald. We're going to have a call going against Toledo here. That is going to put the Bison on the man advantage.
Wonder if anything will happen with that hit after the whistle on the Cam Hausinger.
Now you see the conversation there, and the penalty call going to Colin Sawyer on a slashing call. So yeah, I mentioned my brother's family's down there watching in Cincinnati. My brother Mike, his wife Jenny, and their boys Sam, Charlie, and Miles. So I'll say hello to them tonight, watching down in Cincinnati. They don't get a chance to do that too often. Although I see them a lot when I travel down to Cincinnati. And we only play the Cyclones, it feels like, about 15 times a year.
Just a few.
But opportunity to say hello to them down there. Glad they're getting a chance to take in a game. As Van Wy has it. Power play underway for the Bison. And it was a slashing call against Colin Sawyer.
Bloomington, the number 14 in the ECHL power play for these playoffs.
Yes, as it is thrown right in front, and Guylander kept that out. Oh my! How did he do that?
When we get a chance, I want to take a look at a replay at that save, because man, oh man, what a save by Carter Guylander. That just kept the Toledo Walleye in this game.
Well, they have the lead, and it kept the 2-goal advantage for Toledo as it's worked out to center again. And Toledo back to play it in their own zone as they'll get it for an opportunity going the other way for Nick Andrews. Toledo led the league with 15 shorthanded goals this year, and it went right through McKay, but wide on the shot.
That was almost dangerous for the Toledo Walleye right there. It snuck through the 5-hole of Dryden McKay, but just trickled wide of the post, short-handed for Toledo.
2.5 gone in this second. 30 seconds elapsed and a turnover. Funk has it. Funk going down into the corner, just trying to hold it up there. 20 seconds left to go in the power play for Bloomington. They were 0 for 2 in the game on Thursday. As Sadov brings it across the line. And it was knocked out of the air. And we got it. What do we got here? Another penalty call coming. Yep. We got a too many men on the ice call coming against Toledo. Yeah, Michael Milne is going to come over to serve it. So Bloomington is going to go on the man advantage. You see Pat Mickish there. I don't know if he's trying to get an explanation or not.
So briefly, they'll be on the 5-on-3 for the Bison.
13 seconds worth. Sawyer and Dickinson got the helpers on the Milne goal that came at 46 seconds of the period. Toledo short-handed, 5-on-3. Well, we'll get the announcement on the call coming. It's a bench minor nonetheless. Colin Sawyer ready to come out of the box. Very key face-off as it skips down into the corner. Great opportunity for Bloomington. Going back-to-back on the power plays. 5 seconds up to go in the Sawyer penalty. Then he's going to race to get into the play. As they send it down low, he's onto the box. Puck is down there, came across. Jackson threw it right to Sawyer. He got into the play and backhands it all the way down the ice.
And Toledo back to the 5-on-4 after that bench minor.
And the puck carried to center, and Sadov gets it across the line. Set it down into the near side corner. After it there was McKinnon, but it'll be played by Bloomington. Up to the line they go. 0 for 1 with a man advantage. They're on the power play again. Another minute 15 to go in that. Trying to get back in the hockey game, down 3-1. Jackson fires from the right circle. That's blocked, and Van Wy turns it all the way down the ice. But Toledo traveling right to left. And it is carried to center by Ishida. Ishida got it across the line. And it's going to bounce back. And all the way back for Danny Gore. He'll play it back in his own zone. 40 seconds left to go. Power play, Bloomington. Truscott will get to it. Set it across, and it's cleared by Nick Andrews all the way down. Under 30 to go in the power play time. Carried by Gore and into that Toledo zone. Centering pass went wide. That's going to come all the way to the line. Sadov, 10 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Bloomington carrying it down into the corner, and a centering feed. That's blocked. Truscott's got it. He'll clear it up, and it's out. Down the ice it goes as Milne is out of the box. Toledo killing off both power play looks for Bloomington. As Kelly had it for a moment, it came to McCord. He fires up high on McKay for a shoulder save. And a big hit on Callan Colvis on the far side wall from Funk. Milne trying to cut to the front of the net, lost it. And it'll be chipped out to neutral ice.
Huge penalty kill by the Toledo Walleye just moments ago. A 5-on-3 and killing 2 penalties back-to-back for the Bloomington Bison.
Nope, Toledo has done that job. As it goes to center, Milne across the line. Top of the right circle, fanned on his shot attempt. Then it'll turn back with 5.5 gone here at period number 2. And across the line, a whistle and an offside call will halt play for the Bloomington Bison.
Yeah, definitely great work on the PK right there. Toledo lately has been taking a more of an offensive approach to that penalty kill. They've been having 1 hang up on front and then 3 back to maintain that defensive wall. But that one person that's going for that forecheck, they've been doing a great job at keeping that puck in the neutral zone and even in the O zone.
Off the draw, puck played over on the far side board by Lou Felix Denis. Hitting it down into the corner it goes. And it'll be played out. as it's handled by Van Wide as center. Gives way Hosinger coming across the line. He'll turn, fires a wrister, went high and wide, and then deflected up into the netting. Timeout on the ice. Hey, we'll take one as well here in downtown Toledo, the Huntington Center. Jam-packed, and again, they got electric stuff to get excited about. How about the stop by Carter Guylander on Chong Min Lee? It's 3-1 Toledo. This is Walleye Hockey. Back we are here in downtown Toledo. Big time crowd, standing room only affair for game 2. Now, we mentioned it, there's been 18 consecutive sellouts. This place jamming again. We got a bunch of the Toledo Mud Hen players across the way, taking in the hockey game now after their 2-0 win. A block away. Bantle has control of the puck, left circle. He'll feed it down into the corner, look for the return feed. As Truscott tried to set him up, that got intercepted. Look coming the other way for Bloomington. And it's thrown over to the far side and played in behind that Toledo net. Andrews will turn it up the near side wall. It's Jackson with the intercept. He'll backhand it right into the goal mouth. That one hit Carter Guylander. Not sure he saw it, Kendall. There was some traffic in front. I don't know if he ever saw that one.
I don't think he saw it until the puck hit his pads, but he was in the right place. He knew the general area of where that puck was going to be, so he squared up to the post in response to that.
Bantle getting across the line. Drop back to Kelly. Kelly down in the corner. Leaves it McCourt. McCourt back across Bantle. Hopped off of his stick. He was going to get an excellent look. Takes it back near the line. Bumps it in behind the net. Funk trying to cut in front. Got a shot off. McKay held his ground. Came all the way to the line, Kelly. Fed it across Craggs. Sam Craggs fresh off the bench. Gets behind the net. It's blocked all the way up to the line. Kept in by McKinnon. McKinnon for Cruz. Back to McKinnon going down the wall. And taking it to the corner. Left there for Craggs. 7.5 gone here in period 2. Walleye lead it by a count of 3-1. McKinnon sets it down into the corner, and it's off to Cruz. Top of the right circle. Back to Lewandowski. Top left circle. He'll hand it McKinnon. One-timer. Deflected in front wide. Picked up Cruz. Trying to go back across to Lewandowski, but he started to cut towards the top of the left circle, and it's worked out to center. Cragg sent it over for Cruz. One-handed it in behind the net to Lewandowski. Leaves it there for Craggs. Over to Cruz. Cruz in the right circle. Set it back to the blue line. Sawyer will send it in behind the net. 8 minutes gone here in the second. It's to Lewandowski. He'll line, fake the shot, then went to Cruz. Got it across. Man open is Sawyer for the chance. And a stop there by McKay. And it's flipped high in the air and all the way out. Not looking like a power play, but boy, it sure feels like it for Toledo. Pass, though, intercepted. Gavlis. He'll get it to center and then just sends it down into the Toledo zone. That'll be an icing call against the Bison.
Toledo continuing to carry that first period energy well into the second period. We're almost halfway done with it. 11 minutes and 25 seconds left to go. Shots are 25-12 in favor of the Toledo Walleye. (25-12) the shots in favor of the Toledo Walleye.
as Kyle Gaffney will stand in to take the draw for the Walleye. Gaffney out of the University of Minnesota Duluth. Ended up with 5 games for the Walleye, a couple of assists before making the playoff roster. He's got Hawkins on his left and Milne on his right. This line has been deadly again tonight. 2 straight games for head coach Pat McIsh. As it's dumped back into the Toledo zone, Truscott's got it there. He'll feed it up the center. Gaffney across the line. Hooked at there a little bit. It's thrown down into the corner. Hawkins left it for Milne, going over to the far side corner. And an opportunity for Bloomington as the Bison are able to work it around and up to center. McCourt dropped it back. Gaffney had to go off of his stick. And an opportunity, Aiden McDonald coming across the line. Big-bodied forward, dumps it right to the side of the net. Guylander going to take no chances. He'll cover that, and we're going to get a little, how do you do?
Yeah, a little extra conversations after that whistle right there. That puck was starting to work its way into the goal mouth. Carter Guylander just deciding to get the puck covered rather than play it out front, seeing how the play was starting to develop in front of him.
Mikhail Abramov taking the stick of Riley McCourt after that. You see McCourt stepping in after the late shot towards Carter Guylander. Riley McCourt. Another outstanding season for the Toledo Walleye for Riley McCourt.
Yeah, he took a season off from the Walleye, went to go play overseas and rejoin the Toledo roster back again this season.
Yep, 7 goals, a team best 46 assists, including 29 on the power play, which he had a power play assist here tonight. Ended up with 53 points in 70 games for the defenseman for the Walleye. As it goes in behind that Toledo net, Shane Ott has the lone goal for Bloomington. Set it up for Sadov. Sadov being watched there by Hausinger. Puck pop free. Van Wy will just chip it out. And it'll slide all the way back down into that Bloomington zone. And it's thrown all the way back down. Sawyer will win the race. So an icing call against the Bloomington Bison.
So Toledo will get an ozone face-off after all of that. And believe it or not, Bloomington actually led in the face-off column for that first period. It was 14-10 for face-off wins in favor of the Bison.
As it's carried up the center, tipped away by Sawyer right at the Toledo line. Denny Gore brought it in, and it's an offside call, though, and that will halt play.
The face-off move to the neutral zone outside of the Toledo Walleye blue line.
As it's played up the near side wall, back to center it goes. And it'll be batted free by McCourt. Off it goes Dickinson coming across the line. Set up Van Wy, trying to shot. Went off a stick wide. And Porter will get it out to center ice. Grant Porter carrying it to neutral. He'll tip it across that Toledo line. Gore will go after it there. And it's played up the near side. Ishida takes a bump. It comes out to center ice. Dickinson looking for it there. Pokes it free. And then he couldn't get it past Sungjae Lee. And it's back to Ishida coming across the line. He'll fire it across. And a shot for a stop there by Carter Guylander. Only the 3rd save he's had to make here in period 2. Hasn't been a lot of shots. There's actually only been 8 total shots, Kendall, in 11 minutes of this period. Make it 9 as another one comes in from Ishida. And a stop there by Guylander. 9:03 to play here in period 2. He'll be back to the Huntington Center in a moment. Walleye lead it 3-1. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. All right, we got a 3-1 game. 9:03 remaining in the second period. Toledo with a 3-1 lead. Again, quick strike offense. Goal inside the first minute of this period. They did it in the first. They've done it here in the second.
Yeah, back-to-back periods. Toledo has been striking quite early after that opening face-off there. And even then, Toledo still, they've been maintaining that physicality. They've been doing a great job on the physical side. They've been playing their own game, and they've been maintaining their own game. And Toledo has found a way to get through Dryden McKay. So far, all three of those keys are being hit, Matt.
As the puck goes over to the far side corner, it's up to Kelly. Swings it to the blue line, held in there by Bloomington, and a shot got through. Kylander the stop, rebound is there. Cutting in front is Jackson, and he sent it wide. Little burst here for Bloomington. You talked about the face-off wins. It's going to puck out to center ice. Kelly's going to pick it up. He's got Funk going to the front of the net, and the tip was denied by McKay. I don't think he ever got a tip because McKay blocked it. Came up to the line. Quick shot, Sawyer deflected up into the netting. And we're going to get another face-off coming up. Oh boy, Riley Funk going hard to the front of the net, and Kelly nearly found him.
Yeah, that whole offensive line going there with a full head of steam, shut down by a poke check from Dryden McKay. It was a dangerous forward line for the Toledo Walleye, that Tanner Kelly line.
Yeah, this line's been really good. They go off now. Kelly, Funk, and Bantle using their size. And Riley Funk gives you an element of speed that I don't think people realize. 6'3", 230 pounds, but he can really move.
He is a very good all-around athlete. He's got the size, he's got the physicality that line really carries, and he is such a great playmaker as well as in front of the net there, Matt.
When he wins draws, right? And he took the third most draws in college hockey this season during that regular campaign for Bemidji State for joining the Toledo Walleye. As it's carried to center ice, Kalinkovas gets it across the line. Open was McDonald. Pass was too far in front of him. A pop in front of the Toledo net. Walleye will chip it. Not out yet, but McKinnon will just shoulder it to center. And it'll be Lewandowski took a pretty heavy slash. Not happy about that as he goes to the bench. It comes up the near side and then blocked away. Hawkins has it. His pass gets up to center ice. Craggs couldn't come up with it. Gavlis will play it. Except he lost it quickly. It's Cruz over to Craggs trying to get to the front of the net. He's hauled down and a penalty call coming.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that penalty there on the Bloomington Bison. And Matt, you say this a lot when it comes to those kinds of penalties. If it creates or takes away a scoring opportunity, and right here, this took away a big opportunity for Sam Craggs.
Yeah, Parker Gavlis is going to be the guilty party. Into the box he goes. So we'll get the power play for Toledo. They're 1 for 2. They're 3 for 5 on the man advantage so far in the series. And they'll set up with Dickinson to take the draw. Milne on his left. Kelly and McCord on the right with Hawkins back near the blue line. That 4-forward look for the Walleye and the man advantage. Associate head coach Brent Bain, who does such a outstanding job with the power play unit. McCourt, near side, trying to feed it in the left circle. It's blocked around a bit, came up towards the line, and an opportunity to clear for Zachary Karpa. And he will. It's going to set it up for Sadoff coming across the line. They're trying to get something done short-handed, but a broken stick is going to lead Toledo rushing to center. Milne across the line, sweeps it hard around to Kelly. Back it goes to Dickinson. Dickinson down in the corner, set it in behind the net to Kelly, back to Dickinson. Toledo going really for a home run shot here with a man advantage, and it's Milne off the helmet of McKay. Now one-time shot, minute 10 to go in the power play. Dickinson to McCord. McCord down low, Dickinson, set it in front of Kelly. His deflection went wide. Kelly's got it again, going into the far side corner, backed it up to Hawkins. That'll go to McCord. McCord down low to Dickinson. Dickinson swings it up to McCord. Off it goes to Hawkins, back to McCord again. Fake the shot. They'll try to get it to Milne between the circles, and that's blocked and cleared. 45 ticks remaining in the man advantage. And the puck played to Cruz. Brandon Cruz tried to get it across the line. And it's Denny who's able to work it down into the Toledo zone. Sawyer hands it quickly to Lewandowski. 20 seconds to go in the power play. As Toledo will get the line. It's knocked high in the air. Karpa's got a chance to clear. He will. And Toledo's power play time, well, they're going to have to hurry if they're going to get something. And at this point, Sawyer will hold it. We'll take a massive play on the rush here for Lewandowski. He's got it. Going down into the corner at Bantle, going to the front of the net. Tried to get it to him. And it's held in for a moment by Funk. Lewandowski at the end of a long shift. He's going to the bench. Under 5 to play. Second period. Toledo with a 3-1 lead. Matsushima after it. Remember, they had a 2-goal advantage heading into the final 5 minutes of period 1. Gave up a goal to make it a 1-goal game going to the break. Mantle trying to pull his way past Sung Jae Lee. Him and Hausinger going for a good collision on Cooper Moore. And it'll be carried to neutral though. Lee, Chongmin Lee gets it across the line, got one shot, rebound there, loose in front, and bounced off to the near side corner, grab Jackson. All the way up to the line, he'll fire a shot, and that's blocked. Funk's gonna pick it up. Riley Funk to center, down the near side wall. Funk tried to put it on, got blocked and hit the outside of the net. Funk left it down into the corner, it's Hausinger. Steered for Van Wy. Van Wy, right circle shot, got through. Stopped by McKay. Rebound is controlled by Bloomington.
Almost once again was a really dangerous play there for a lethal Toledo Walleye forward line right there. That rebound from Dryden McKay.
Van Wy getting across the line. Takes a bump there. Came up to the line. Dylan Moulton. Sent it in behind the net. Sadov. Centering pass. He tried to clear it out, and Gaffney blocked it but couldn't advance it. And it'll be Porter to get it across the line. Left it for Danny Gore. Set it down into the corner, and that's deflected up and out of play. We get a timeout on the ice. 3:21 to go. Period 2. Walleye in front 3-1. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. It's not even June. All right, there's a look out on the Maumee River, downtown Toledo. And a beautiful sight, this gorgeous downtown that continues to grow and get better and better. As we welcome you inside the Huntington Center, Matt Melzak, Kendall Linnenkugel. In our broadcast booth, we'll hear from Hannah Russo again when we get into the second intermission. She's got some choices tonight on who she wants to chat with after 2 periods of play. But Toledo still has 3 minutes to go in this period. Bloomington They're going to put a little pressure on here to try to get closer in this game before we go to the break.
You can see that they already are starting to put on that pressure, that they're starting to maintain pressure in that Toledo Walleye zone.
As Milne brings it to center ice. Got it down into the Bloomington zone. Bison will clear it up and out. And it's Milne to play it. Got across the line, Gaffney. Sent it rink wide. Hawkins on it there. Hawkins will send it down and in behind that Bloomington net. Sadoff will play it. And it'll be swept out. McCourt going after it. McCourt bumps it ahead and in the left circle a shot that went off the glove of Guylander but wide. McDonald threw it up to the blue line. Came over to Gablis. He fires wide. Picked up by McKinnon. His pass tipped. Lewandowski trying to recover it. Karpa does. Sent it rink wide. And it'll be picked up for a shot, and that's blocked up. And I think it caught the netting. Yep, it took him a minute to figure it out, but it was off the netting. Now we'll get a face-off with 1:50 left to go.
Yeah, once again, the Bison trying to turn the tables for the last couple minutes of the period, just like how they did at the end of the first, where they were able to score and put it within one within the last couple minutes of the first.
Face off to the right of Guylander. He's faced 18 Bloomington shots, already more in this game than he saw in game one. Remember, Toledo held the Bison to a total of 5 shots in period 1 and 3 combined. Funk trying to one-hand it to the side of the net. A stop there by McKay. And it'll be Mantle down in the corner. Put it in behind the net. It just was in front of Funk. He couldn't come up with it, and it'll be twisted out to center. Where Nick Andrews out of Michigan State sets it ahead to Kelly, another former Spartan. Kelly trying to cut across. Heck of a play turned in there by Parker Gablis. And the puck lifted right into the Bloomington bench. And that's where it'll be whistled down.
Another delayed whistle on that one.
Yeah, very delayed. Puck clearly in that Bloomington bench. Face-off will be coming right at center is where they're going to put it with 1:11 remaining. Game 3 of this series is Monday night in Bloomington, Illinois. Game 4 will be Wednesday night. Game 5, if necessary, would be Thursday. As it's backed up for Sawyer. And then ahead to Hausinger. That goes into the Toledo bench. So we'll get another face-off coming up. Look at Cam Hausinger. Another pickup by the Toledo Walleye after 50 games he played in Greenville this year. He came in 14 games with the Toledo Walleye in the regular season. He had 8 points, 2 goals, 6 assists in 14 games after joining Toledo. Cam Hausinger is good, knows the Midwest, was with Indy last year. Spent time with Wheeling in his career. Moulton trying to send it across. That got deflected and picked up by Sadoff. Coming to center ice, he'll flip it in. Toledo won game 1, 4-1. They lead game 2, 3-1. As Bloomington will flip it up to neutral ice. Send it away for Van Wy. He'll get to center and drive it in right on goaltender Dryden McKay. So far, they're almost halfway through in Fort Wayne. Game 2 of that series. Fort Wayne won last night 3-0. They're up 2-1. Couple of goals in the second period to give the Comets the lead over Indy. Like I said, there are 13 minutes to go in the second period.
So they're just a little bit behind our game right now.
Yeah, 7:35 puck drops there. Fort Wayne time, usually 7:40. But when you look at it, the winner of this series is going to get the winner of that series in the Central Division Finals. So it's whoever comes out of the state of Indiana as McKinnon will keep it inside the zone. Milne going behind the net in that Toledo offensive zone. As it's bounced all the way up to the line, and a shot by Nick Andrews, deflected in the air. Gavlis did the nice block there. Going after it is Gaffney. He lost his stick. He's going to kick it free, but Moore will pick it up with 10 seconds to go in this period. And the clock winding down, and that will do it. As Skylander plays it up the near side wall to bring us to the end of period number 2. Toledo gets the only goal in the second. That was 46 seconds in on the goal by Michael Milne. His second in as many nights. And the Toledo Walleye go to the break up 3-1 on the Bloomington Bison after 2. This is Toledo Walleye hockey.
Of play, the Toledo Walleye leading the Bloomington Bison 3-1. Hannah Russo joined by the captain, Brandon Hawkins. Brandon, how would you describe the momentum through 2 periods?
I think we're doing the right things. We're getting pucks out when we need to. We're playing the North game. It's just one of those situations where we got to be smarter in situations and not fuel their offense. So I think that's what we've been pretty good at this game.
And a strong offensive performance by you so far. What's been working?
Just putting the puck to the net. I obviously am playing with 2 tremendous line mates with Mikey Milne and Gaffer, so it's been a lot of fun with those 2. All I'm trying to do is put myself in a situation to shoot the puck, and they put it near me, and I'm just trying to take advantage of it. That's about it.
2 back-to-back power plays that you all were able to kill off. What made the penalty kill unit so successful?
You know what? I'll give a lot of credit to Redzi. He runs a tight ship back there. Every guy knows their position. Every guy knows that they're interchangeable, and they do their job to a T. So it's one of those things where if you go out there with one mentality and a team mindset, you can get a lot of things done.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yep, not a problem.
That was Brandon Hawkins, the first goal scorer of the night. Also, the Walleye did not allow a single goal in the second period. So if you're familiar with it from the regular season, scan that QR code because you have a free Clean Express car wash. That'll also lead us right into our This Day in Toledo hockey history. In what his coach, fellow Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame inductee Bill Inglis called the greatest goaltending performance he'd ever seen, Lauren Mollican nearly single-handedly pulled the Gold Diggers to within 1 win of advancing to the International Hockey League's Turner Cup Finals in 1984. Mooner made 50 saves against the Fort Wayne Comets, and Toledo left the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum with a 4-3 win and a 3-2 lead in their best-of-7 semifinal series. Toledo was outshot 53-27 in the contest. When we come back, we'll head down to the Swamp Shop for some fun Kelly Cup merch, and exciting Winterfest 3 merch has arrived. Don't go anywhere. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Welcome back inside the Huntington Center where we have your merch for Game 2 of the 2026 Kelly Cup playoffs. And Mitch, I've heard we got some more fun things that you got in this week.
So we added some new things to our collection announced during Game 1. We were bringing back Winterfest, so we have a bunch of Winterfest gear to get you geared up for 2028. So we've got 2 t-shirt options here. We've got the Whalen and the backdrop t-shirts here. We've got the Winterfest hooks and the Winterfest crest logos. To go along with these adult styles, we also have the adult long sleeve right here with our Frozen Hooks logo right on the front there. And to take care of all sizes, we've got our kids option right here. We've got a youth tee there for all the kids that will be coming out to Winterfest. So if you're as excited as I am for Winterfest, get geared up because we got it down here in the swamp shop.
And I understand you still have some Kelly Cup merch left over. We're running low on it. Is there going to be a reorder?
Yes. So if you came by to get your playoff t-shirt or place an order online and haven't received that yet, early next week we will be receiving a brand new shipment of them. So if you want to get your order in, we are taking reorders online. So go ahead to the Swamp Shop website and get your Kelly Cup shirt. We should have them by the end of next week.
Now, if you're type A, I would get that Winterfest merch right now so you can plan ahead. I know I'm going to be getting mine now, so I'm all ready for 2028. Don't go anywhere. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
coming back. Winterfest 3. Can't wait for it. You can get more information at ToledoWalleye.com/Winterfest 2028. We will have another outdoor event. So that'll be hockey going on in downtown Toledo over at Fifth Third Field. Right now the grass looks great. Kyle Eppelmeyer and his crew have made it look like summer over there at Fifth Third Field. Hens got a win today by a final score of 2-0. So they got a chance for a 5-win week coming tomorrow afternoon, 2:05.
Yeah, the Hens are actually in the building tonight.
They are. They're across the way from us. They're taking in the hockey game now. I got here start of the second, and they're gonna take in the rest of this one. And Kendall, you know, it's going to be, well, I'll have a quicker turnaround tomorrow because you have a really quick turnaround because you got to go work at Fire Station at, 7 a.m.
Yep.
I at least have until 2 p.m. before I have to get going tomorrow for baseball. But looking forward for that. That's over at Fifth Third Field. And this series will switch off to Bloomington on Monday night. You and I will be on the call for that starting at 8 p.m. Please note that. 8 p.m. Eastern time starts because it's 7 o'clock Central time.
Yep, so it is going to be a later start for every game. Toledo will be in Bloomington.
That's
so it will
right.
be at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.'s at Monday, Wednesday, and then if necessary on Thursday. Of course, we'll remind you of the schedule before we wrap up our broadcast tonight. But let's look at the highlights from the second period. Toledo, again, out quickly with a gut punch right away.
Right, it was a repeat of that first period, able to score within the first minute of that second period. It was a beauty right there. Another rebound off of Dryden McKay going into the back of the net. So Toledo has figured out how to beat Dryden McKay. They just have to be able to keep executing.
Yeah, they certainly have. 4 goals, 3 on him in last night's game. How about this stop by goaltender Carter Gylander? He had a couple of very solid stops in period 2.
Carter Gylander played outstanding for that second period. There was another dangerous opportunity, made it through Dryden McKay, but just went wide of the net. And then here's the penalty that was taken on to Sam Craggs.
And led to a power play for Toledo. They did not score on that, so they're 1 for 3 with a man advantage. But they are, again, winning the special teams battle like they did last night. And then today they're also winning in the shot department. 31-18 are the shots on goal through 2 periods of play in favor of the Toledo Walleye.
You know, Matt, we keep going back to the keys that we mentioned in the pregame show over and over. We've been referring to those keys, but heading into the third period, these same keys are going to be just as important, playing that full 60 minutes. So coming out with that third period with the same energy that they played the third period Thursday night, keeping that physicality and maintaining that net front presence.
Which they've done very well. You see Michael Milne, that deflection in front. Second period goal. Clearly that net front, getting in front of Dryden McKay. And they managed to put 6 behind him in these 2 games for a young man that had a .930 save percentage against Toledo during the regular campaign.
Yeah, Dryden McKay, such a great skilled goaltender. Like I mentioned in the pregame show, he's been their bread and butter for the Bloomington Bison all season, and it really is no surprise why. Dryden McKay still has made some outstanding saves for the Bison today.
And they need to keep the games close. That's what they've done all season long. They came in averaging right around 3 goals a game, giving up around 3 goals a game. A lot of their games are 1-goal games for the Bison. But Toledo getting out to the 3-1 lead. They can add another one early, Kendall. They could really separate themselves in this contest.
That really could make or break the hockey game if Toledo's able to come out once again and score early on in that period.
Now we'll see if Toledo can do that when they get into the third. This crowd behind us, another standing room only group as we roll along that sellout streak. It's going to continue tonight here at the Huntington Center, and they're ready for a third period. That's coming up next. Toledo 3, Bloomington 1. That third period is on tap. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Well, I hope you're ready for a third period that is about to happen. As Toledo leads it 3-1. Toledo is so good in the regular season. As we get them ready to go here in this third period. And off the draw, it'll be controlled by Bloomington. And they will, the Toledo Walleye do, send it down into that Bloomington zone. Walleye going left to right here in this third period. And the Walleye overall 32-0-6 when leading after 2 periods of play during the regular season. Bloomington has control of it. Chongmin Lee going wide. Dangerous forward for Bloomington. Sets it to Moore and a shot. Swallowed up by the glove hand of goaltender Carter Gylander.
Gylander making that glove save look easy, just flashing the leather up in the air. Threw a couple of bodies there, Matt, a couple of screens out front. Like you mentioned, Chongmin Lee, he's a lethal shooter there for the Bison.
Face-off will be to the right. And Toledo will have to get it out to center. They'll dump it down into that Bloomington zone. And a big hit by Cam Hausinger. It's a rise out of the faithful as it slides to length. Van Wy back to help out Dylan Moulton. It's turned over though. Opportunity, Chongmin Lee. Lee going behind the net. And a poke checked off of his stick, but it's handled there. And Jackson gave way for Gavlis. He goes in behind the net, threw it right in front of the cage. It bounces all the way to the line to Moore. He's on it there, wants the shot, and he blistered it high and wide. Lee will pick it up. Good possession time for Bloomington. Early on here in the third with a minute and a half gone. This 3-1 game, Matsushima will drop it off there for Gavlis. Gavlis going in behind the net, still with a puck as he left it for Jackson. Jackson centered it in front. And a look there, cutting in on that shot attempt by Callan Kovis, but he put it wide.
Yeah, going for that slap shot at point blank range against Carter Gylander.
As Toledo will back up with Bloomington getting it to center. Karpa, he's across the line, left it there. McDonald a shot, another stop by goaltender Carter Gylander. McKinnon set it ahead to Mantle. He'll race to center. Mantle gets it across the line. He'll set into the left circle, fired it to the front of the net. Stop McKay, rebound right at the side of the net, and McKay's got it covered. And Riley Funk, Aiden McDonald.
A little bit of extracurricular happening
yeah.
after the whistle. So far this period, the first couple of minutes of it has been all Bloomington. The pucks really has been struggling to leave that Toledo Walleye zone.
Yeah, it's been a good start for the Bison. They needed it. If they don't want to go home down 0-2 in this series, right, they got to have a strong third.
Like we've been saying all game, Toledo cannot take their foot off of the gas for this period. They have to keep it going and play through that entire third and create some opportunities in front of that net and just try and add to that cushion that they've got.
Off the draw, chance in front, Lewandowski got a backhander away and a toe stop by McKay. Another shot, that stop, rebound, they score! Sam Craggs.
Matt, the Toledo Walleye did it once again, scoring very early on in this third period now. And I don't know if you remember me saying this in the first period, that Sam Craggs was due for a goal to happen today, and he finally gets his goal in the third period. He has had a fantastic game, creating those opportunities and being a menace out in front of the net. It has finally paid off for Sam Craggs in this hockey game. It is now 4-1 Toledo.
As Sam Craggs does give that 3-goal lead for the Walleye as they try to take a 2-0 series lead on the Bloomington Bison. Great call on your part tonight. You called it. He got the shot off, buried it into the back of the net. And Toledo has themselves a 3-goal advantage for the first time tonight. They won game 1 by a score of 4-1. They now lead game 2 by that same mark. Sawyer heads to the bench to get a new piece of lumber off of the broken stick from equipment manager Adam Wozniak, who went to high school at Lake High School. As Denny Gore gets across the line and a shot, they score. Brandon Dadema gets the Bison back on the board, and we're back to a 2-goal game.
Dadema answering very quickly there for the Bison. That's something that they haven't been able to do all game, is being able to answer the Toledo Walleye within a short period of time. And once again, how similar to their goal in the first period. It was a snipe over the shoulder of Carter Guylander. You see the windup at the top of the circles. Carter Guylander was already down in his butterfly position, picks apart that top shelf over the shoulder of Guylander.
Now 4-2 game. Toledo still has the lead. Icing call right off the draw. And we'll get a face-off back in the other end. By the way, Fort Wayne up late second, 3-1, as they try to go up 2-0 in their series against the Indy Fuel.
Yeah, we have the Battle of Indiana happening right now on the other side of the conference.
That's right. Adirondack won in Maine today to even their series at 1. Atlanta won in South Carolina to even their series at 1. Florida looking to go up 2-0 on Savannah. They're up 3-1. Tahoe trying to even the series with Kansas City. They're in the third period, tied at 1. Remember, Kansas City ran roughshod over the league with 55 wins during the regular season, only 12 regulation losses. As it's set near side for Hausinger. Hausinger plays it down into the corner. Dickinson wrapped it around. And it'll be bumped free for Ishida. He's got it. And it comes to center. McCourt had it and lost it. Away it goes to Kelly, though he's got it, drops it for Funk. 4.5 gone here in the third. And a long pass ahead for Kelly. He gets it across the line, but an offside call will halt play. Let's go back to the Toledo goal again, Kendall, and take a look at that.
Yeah,
from Sam Craggs.
Yeah, there's that goal for Sam Craggs. It happens right in front of the net. Sam Craggs doing what he does best and just being a menace in front of the net. He has a very strong net front presence, and he really used it to his advantage today. We called it during the first period that he was due for a goal, and he finally is able to capitalize in that third period, Matt.
Face-off will be just outside the blue line of the Bloomington Bison. This big crowd, 8,300 in attendance tonight. How about game 1? They had over almost 7,500 here. As it's played up and out. Back to play it, Bloomington Bison. Ahead to Callan Kovis. He'll play it deep. Truscott sent it hard around and a bounce out to center for Funk. Funk across the line, left it, Kelly. Wrist shot is turned aside by Dryden McKay. And it's going the other way for Bloomington. And Funk just took a high stick Penalty call coming. It's against the Bison.
Yeah, Toledo will be on the man advantage once again in this hockey game. So far, they've been successful on one of those power plays with that goal that was credited to Tanner Kelly with the assistance of Brandon Hawkins. So we'll see if Toledo can add to their lead with another power play. Oh, it looks like they're going to put 2 people in the box.
Yeah, matter of fact, they are. You're right. High stick going on the board. Carson Bantle has found his way into the box. They'll have to wait for the call here. Yeah, they've given Bantle a penalty also.
Carson Bantle, one of those bodies that was brought down to the Toledo Walleye from the American Hockey League. Carson Bantle standing very tall. He's a great asset to the Walleye roster, able to use his body to his advantage and be really physical in that game. Spent most of his season in the American League.
Yeah, there's the penalty. So you saw Carson Bantle took a slash from Aiden McDonald going up the ice, Kendall, right to the back of his legs. Turned around, gave a shot to McDonald, and he got penalized for it.
You got to be careful with those retaliations because sometimes they will get you.
And they did there. Off the draw, it's a Sheeta firing. It goes off the post. Rebound, bounce just wide. 4-on-4 hockey, and we were nearly in a 1-goal affair. Near side, it's bumped up to center, and Cruz is on it. Well, that's the thing when you got the 2-referee system, right? That would have been a straight Toledo power play if we only had 1 official.
We've got those 2 officials to notice those extra little instances during the play, after the play.
Obviously, they missed the first part of that. Bantle taking the slash to the back of the legs as it's carried to center. Denny Gore gets across the line, and then he will spin back out to center ice. Spent time in the American League with Calgary and Chicago in his career. Brought across the line for Porter. Porter drops one at Sungjae Lee. It comes over the near side wall, and he'll back it down into the corner. Grab there by Porter. Porter takes it up the far side wall. Dropped it there. Sungjae Lee. Lee still with a puck. Left it there, top of the circles, cutting between him is Porter. It'll come free for a shot, and Lee's try. Sungjae Lee was denied by Guylander. And has 20 saves on his belt tonight.
Yeah, Carter Guylander playing especially outstanding so far in this 3rd period. Bloomington's been adding on to their shot column here in this 3rd.
As Hawkins sends it across to Milne. Milne fired a shot. Pad save by McKay. With Hawkins going to the front of the net, Truscott was heading there also. Puck is poked free, comes out the center. We're inside 10 seconds to go in the matching minors. That went on the board. The 4-on-4 hockey. High stick gonna slash, and that's done. As we go back to 5-on-5 with under 13 minutes to go in this 3rd period. Shot blocked by Riley McCourt. Play it to Garrett Van Wy, and it'll be bumped to center. Dickinson. Not across the line, but no further. And it'll be flashed out. That's where it's grabbed by Karpa. Got it across the line. Shot right on. Guylander the stop. As Ott went crashing into the net. And now Karpa and McKinnon. And they're separated. Cam Hausinger in for a chat. Aiden McDonald right in the front of the net there. He has no problem going. Here's the crash to the cage.
Yeah, Carter Guylander with that great save. The Bison player was crashing the net to try and go for any possible rebound that Carter Guylander might have been able to let go.
Timeout on the ice. We'll take it as well. 4-2 Toledo. Here in the 3rd, this is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Oh, Spike's got him fired up. That Walleye mascot has this crowd of 8,300. Making a lot of noise here in downtown Toledo.
Yeah, we're once again back on the 4-on-4.
Yep, we're going right back there. Didn't take long. One scrum right after the whistle. McDonald unsportsmanlike conduct. Cam Hausinger unsportsmanlike conduct calls. Each 2-minute variety, and we go 4-on-4 for the next two, which could take us down to the halfway mark of this third period. Still a 2-goal game.
And 4-on-4 hockey is hard because it opens up so much more ice because there's that one less person on there per team. So it opens up a lot of shooting lanes, and it really gives some point-blank opportunities for either team that's able to make that rush.
As the puck played across the line into the Bloomington zone, Sadoff will drop it. Ott has it, leaves it for Sadoff. He'll send it all the way across. Far side corner, it's Gore. Plays it up to Sadoff. Very dangerous defenseman. Set up for Moore, and a shot went off a leg and wide. Milne after the puck. Just had the stick ripped out of his hands. No call. He's going to pick it back up as he kicks the puck over to Tanner Dickinson. And they'll look to wind up. Milne wants the puck out to center. He's got it. Milne, back-to-back games with a goal. Puts on the brakes. Spins away from Sadoff. Still with it. Floats it to Hawkins. Got a shot. Tipped in front. Play there. Moulton couldn't put it on. And it'll be Moore going back the other way. Still get it down into the Toledo zone. Skylander side of the net. Penalty call coming. High stick going against Colin Sawyer. Now that'll even up the penalties. At least power plays anyhow. As Sawyer goes to the box.
So this one really could get interesting, Matt. We're going to have some 4-on-3.
Yeah, you see
hockey.
right there, down in the corner. Toledo bench not happy about that call. That'll be a face-off in the Toledo zone. Well, here's a great chance for Bloomington, right? 4-on-3 power play. They got an opportunity with a lot of open ice to move it around. 4-on-3 for 31 seconds.
And despite the score differential in this third period, Bloomington really has dominated a lot of the gameplay in this third. So we'll see. This could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's even a goal apiece in this third period. Broken stick off the draw helps here. As Bloomington loses it, and it's just pushed out by Nick Andrews. Shots are even at 5 in this third period. Porter has it. Set it to the line. Hausinger about to come out of the box. And a shot by Porter turned aside by Skylander. Hausinger out of the box. Helps it along to Van Wy. Right at the blue line. It's held in by Bloomington. McKinnon trying to bang it up the far side wall. Gets a little bit of help, and Hausinger gulps it all the way down the ice.
Toledo going for that line change. Now we have the Sam Craggs line out on the ice for the PK.
Yep, Sam Craggs and Brandon Cruz. Couple Bowling Greeners out there with Truscott and Moulton. And Truscott, nifty play. And it'll set it up to get it out to center ice for Craggs to feed it all the way down. 40 seconds left to go in the third power play of the game for Bloomington. It's set up Matsushima off to Ott. He scores. Shane Ott with his second goal of the game. And it's a 4-3 contest as Bloomington creeps to within one. And there's still 9:24 to go.
Toledo was able to kill off one penalty in that 4-on-3, but when it went to the 5-on-4, Bloomington finally able to capitalize on their power play, catching Carter Guylander during that lateral movement on the 5-hole. He had his stick lifted just enough for when he was making that transition. He had his leg pads stacked to make that move over. His stick wasn't in the correct spot, and they were able to find that 5-hole.
As it is played out to center ice, Funk. Got it across the line. Riley Funk to the front of the net. And his backhander went wide. Flipped it right in front of the net, but it's played away by Bloomington. And here they come to center. Karpa coming to center ice. Got it across the line. Set up Gablis with a shot. Oh, what a stop there by Guylander. Kicking out that one-timer. And it'll bump in behind the net. Played along near side. And wristed ahead. Swire couldn't play it. Guylander will get it. Swings it across to Hawkins. He'll just play it out to center ice. And it'll be handled by Hawkins. He tries to flip it out. He managed to hit the glass in between the benches, and they whistled that down, saying, hey, it hit off the glass. Why are we getting the whistle? I agree. It hit the glass just because it's the glass in between the benches. Brandon Hawkins not happy right now. We got a timeout on the ice. Toledo's lead is slim to 1. Toledo 4, Bloomington 3 in Game 2 of the division semifinals. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. As Toledo will look at a defensive zone draw.
After an interesting stoppage of play there.
Well, I think they're saying what happened was, we'll get to it in a second. Bantle with a block. He's got a breakaway. Bantle. Oh, what a stop, McKay. Dryden McKay keeping Bloomington in the game. Bantle again, and McKay says no again.
Wow.
Twice in a row. Dryden McKay.
Carson Bantle back-to-back getting robbed by Dryden McKay with a beautiful breakaway just moments ago with a defensive breakdown by the Bison. Carson Bantle went moving right off of the face-off to intercept that pass against the Bison defense. Goes all the way in, gets stuffed by Dryden McKay. The puck comes back around at a point-blank range. Dryden McKay getting the glove on it again.
Yeah, he didn't get much on it, kind of got deflected a little bit, but boy, Kendall, I mean, that was a chance for Toledo to regain that 2-goal lead. They don't get it done. As the puck down in the corner, Milne. Going after that, it'll be played away, Bloomington. Here they come to center ice. Denny Gore getting across the line. They've got renewed life, down just 1. This game was 4-1 early in the third. Toledo going to try to change it again. Hawkins, hands for Truscott. Truscott trying to go back to Hawkins, and we got a penalty call coming. Play continues. I thought I heard a whistle. There it is. A trip being signaled.
Quite a few penalties going on in this third period here, but the Bison trying to maintain some sort of control in this playoff series here. Let's see. And then there's the trip on.
Moore getting the trip, no doubt there. I thought I heard a whistle when they came across the line. I don't know if you did.
I did.
And I thought maybe they were stopping it for an offside, but penalty call. And Toledo an opportunity to regain the 2-goal advantage. Kendall with a man advantage. That is 1 for 3 tonight. As they've got it off the power play, it's Cruz tried to set it across Lewandowski. Read perfectly by Sadoff, and he goes the other way for Bloomington. Set it over to Luke Felix, then he got down in the corner, taken away by Craggs, whose goal is the difference right now. Sam Craggs trying to flip it in, but he made it a souvenir puck. So Moore getting the tripping minor, 1:39 to go in that power play. Worst case, you're going to run this down a near 5 minutes left in the game.
7 minutes left to go in this hockey game, and like you said, 1 minute 39 seconds left to go on this power play for Toledo.
Yep, that's your worst case. Lewandowski slides his way across the line, set it over to Bantle, drops for Cruz. Back down into the corner, wanted Bantle, intercepted by Datema, and he sends it all the way down. And Toledo will have to regroup on the power play. As Lewandowski has it, sets it across, carrying to center ice is Craggs. He'll get across the line. Sam Craggs barreling his way down into the corner, got it around, it's set up in front. Mantle has to just float it back to the line to Sawyer. Back for Mantle, going side of the net. Bounce free there, and a chance for Kalinkovas to clear it, and he sends it all the way down. .50 seconds to go in the power play. McCourt hands for Hawkins, gets it across the line, but no dice there as it's fired the length. Toledo will have to reload back in their own zone again. 35 to go in the power play. McCourt for Milne. Milne will fire it in near side corner. Hawkins left it Kelly. Wrapped it around at Dickinson. Toledo could set it up. Still time. They got 20 seconds left in the man advantage. As it's played for Dickinson. Up to the line it goes to McCourt. Quickly off to Hawkins. He's going to feed it in front. That got blocked. Came all the way to the line, and McCourt's got to come out to center to play it. Under 10 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Hawkins across the line, floats it over to Tanner Dickinson. Back to Hawkins, got Kelly in front, and his shot wanted the tip from Kelly, but it's grabbed instead by Dryden McKay. Timeout on the ice, 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go, third period. Toledo 4, Bloomington 3, down to the wire we go tonight. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Now standing room only crowd tonight. 8,300 For those who don't know, a sellout in this great building is 7,431. We got 900 standing room added into this building tonight. As Toledo goes after it off the draw, and a lot of those folks still here. As Toledo led at 1.41. Bloomington with back-to-back goals to make it 4-3. And still 5 minutes left to go, third period, as Hausinger works along the near side wall right in front of the penalty boxes. Just down below our broadcast location. And it's dug free, an opportunity. Dickinson just drops it back for Dick Andrews. Pass ahead will be tipped down into that Bloomington zone. It swings over to the near side corner, and Matsushima will set it for Jackson. Jackson to center and across the line. Bison are offside. And now we'll get a little extracurricular as Chong-Min Lee and McKinnon. Couple of shoves. And Will McKinnon.
Chong-Min Lee getting it almost looked like he baseball batted Will McKinnon with a stick after that play, and he's going to go to the box for it.
Yep.
A little shove and big slash on Will McKinnon.
Yep. And you can see McKinnon there. He knew the penalty was coming. Chong-Min Lee, native of Seoul, Korea, played his college hockey at the University of Alaska, Anchorage. 9 goals, 23 assists, 32 points in 40 games this year for Bloomington in the regular season. But it gives Toledo their 5th power play of the night. And you know what? Now you can look worst case. If you don't score and you run 2 minutes off the clock, you're down to 2.5 remaining. But if you score, you make it very difficult on the Bloomington Bison. Puck knocked out of the air with a high stick, and that will be whistled down. Now Chong-Min Lee in the box.
Gonna have to move that play to the neutral zone, just outside of the Bison zone.
Tanner Dickinson will stand in for the draw, and he won it, but won it cleanly all the way back down the ice. So McCourt will have to head back to play it. 40 Toledo shots, 40-26 in the game. Kelly got it across the line. Sets it over to Dickinson. Down low, they want Hawkins behind the net. Gives it Dickinson up the far side wall. It goes to McCourt. McCourt again to Dickinson. Threw it in front. Tipped there by Kelly. Went wide. Puck chipped all the way to the line and turned over there. Karpa able to carry it to center. Bloomington thought about going short-handed. Instead, they turn it over as Kelly's got it. Kelly into the left circle. Set it back. Dickinson, a one-timer that got blocked in front. Kelly gives way to Milne. Tried to go across on the pass. He wanted Dickinson. And it got blocked all the way down the ice. 3.5 remaining here in the third period. 55 left to go in the power play. Across the line, Toledo has to regroup again at center. 1 for 4 on the power play. Sawyer off for Craggs. He'll wrist it around. Cavlis knocked it down there for Bloomington. Tied up with Cruz. Bantle coming over. He forces it free. Craggs pass back for Sawyer. Intercepted. And Bloomington will clear it all the way down. Nope. We will keep an eye on goaltender Dryden McCain. How soon will he get lifted from this game by their head coach, Philip Marski of the Bloomington Bison? As it's played across the line for Funk. Gets down into the corner. Power play has expired. Toledo 1 for 5 with a man advantage.
Yeah, Bloomington's been very good on the PK in this game. They had a very offensive-minded PK, and they've been doing a great job at holding that blue line and keeping the Walleye from even really being in the O-zone.
What a job going on right now. Funk and Van Wy down in the corner just holding it up. That just took about 18 seconds off the clock. Rolls the length. Great move by McKinnon. He was being pushed by a good skater in Matsushima. But it's an icing call against Bloomington. So 2:05 to go. Now we'll really have to keep an eye on Dryden McKay. Last night they went very early, down 2. Toledo ended up with the empty netter 2 nights ago, I should say, on Thursday.
One of the keys to really trying to keep it at bay from pulling Dryden McKay out of that net and getting that extra skater is Toledo has to win this face-off, and they have to maintain that possession for as long as they can.
Tanner Dickinson on the draw for Toledo. Off the draw, gets down into the corner. Hawkins trying to force it free. Looking for a little bit of help as it comes up the near side wall. Bounced free between the circles. Ashita is able to pick it up. McKay ready to start creeping out as Matsushima backhands it deep. McKay looking to the bench. She wants to know, can I go? They haven't made a move yet. As it's lifted high in the air and back into the Bloomington zone. So McKay has to back up to center ice, chipped again. And a minute and a half to go here in the third period. Philip Marski looking on. He hasn't pulled him to the bench yet. McKay's starting to head that way. Now he gets the call. As it's dumped in, Guylander settled it down. Puck played up the far side wall. Minute 15 to go. Down in the third period. Bloomington on the attack. Moore fired a shot. That's deflected in front. It's loose there. Chip free. Lewandowski backhanded it. Not out yet. Craggs will try. That's blocked. Another opportunity. It spits into the corner. A minute left to go in regulation time. Toledo leading it by a goal, 4-3. As it's up to the blue line, Moore, a shot. That's blocked by Lewandowski. Held in for a shot. That's blocked. And Craggs tipped it to the line. Not out yet. Moore kept it in with a try. Stopped by Guylander. Came up the near side wall. Moore able to hold it in. 30 seconds to go. Porter, he'll fire. Guylander, a stop. Cruz put it up to the line. Held in Bloomington. Denny Gore has it. Gore set it over and a shot on. Stopped by Guylander and he covers.
That is a critical save by Carter Guylander right there after a little bit of a miscommunication in front of the net moments before where he lost the puck right in front. Brandon Cruz able to get that puck back and throw it back to that blue line. And it looks like we're gonna have a timeout.
At timeout, Bloomington. Philip Bardski is gonna take that to draw up what he wants with 18.3 to go in the game. Chaz Redekop setting up what he wants. His team to do defensively. Assistant coach for the Toledo Walleye. It'll be Cam Hausinger to take the draw. Now Matsushima went right over to the lineup and then called the timeout. I thought they had already called it, but no. So now we'll get it.
Take a little bit of extra time drawing up what they need to do to execute the rest of this. 18.3 seconds left to go.
Well, basically, Kendall, it almost worked out to a full minute there for Toledo in their own zone defensively. And this is where it comes down to the face-off.
Toledo was getting to those little puck battles, and they were winning those little battles in the corner, just maintaining just enough possession it took for them to try and just eat that clock up.
All right, face-off will be in the left circle of the Toledo zone. Walleye 4, Bloomington 3. What a game here at the Huntington Center for game 2. Toledo trying to take a 2-0 series lead. Matsushima and Hausinger on the draw. Hausinger got it down into the corner. Moulton trying to hold it along the wall. He'll just try to hold it there as long as he can. Bloomington trying to dig it free. They will. Up to the line it goes. Sadoff, a shot that went wide. Rebound is wrapped in front. Guylander covers. There is still time left. .4 is on the clock. They may add another, maybe a couple of tenths on there.
Something to look for with this face-off is Bloomington going to take the shot from the face-off? You see the save from Carter Guylander right here, so that face-off is going to be to the right side of Guylander. What's going to be key with this .4 second, they made it to 1 second now, so they added a little bit to the clock, so it is 1 second even. Is Bloomington going to take the shot right off of the face-off? And that is something that Carter Guylander needs to be ready for.
Yeah, Denny Gore is going to line up, but he's looking to go backhand, which means he's trying to win it to Eddie Matsushima. And here's the draw. And it's cleared away. Hausinger just shot it out. And Toledo will take game 2 by a final score of 4-3. Now this series will shift to Illinois on Monday night. And the faithful here at the Huntington Center, loud throughout, as Carter Guylander celebrates, going 2-0 here at home to start the playoffs. There's your final score. Toledo 4, Bloomington 3. Our post-game show is coming up from downtown Toledo in just a moment. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.